1-2. Swinging a drive toward right center. Back goes Robert. Back near the stands. That ball is gone. A game-winning home run for Chris Burrell. Can you believe it? Listen to this crowd.
Welcome back to the Brotherly Cubs podcast. I am your little brother, Zach, and that's my big brother, John. We are your brothers who love everything about Cubs baseball. If you enjoy Cubs baseball, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and holler at your boys every week as we dive into the power, the speed, and the best team in the National League, and possibly all of Major League Baseball with projected 90 wins.
We'd like to thank all 130 of our subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a short podcast tonight, Zach. Do you want to lead us off?
Yeah, let's do it. So the Cubs signed free agent first baseman / DH Justin Turner to a 1-year, $6 million deal with $2.5 million in incentives. That's all I got for news.
And that other guy, Chris Flexen.
Yeah, I'm not even considering him a real person at this point. So many minor league signings at this point. It's insane.
NPC. No, he's Justin Turner. So I thought the deal was, as far as value, was pretty solid. I mean, $6 million. There's some people that were saying, okay, well, what does this do for our ceiling, right? Well, not a whole lot, obviously, but it does bring the floor up,
Yeah.
I think we talked about this on the phone, the bench. The bench is, I think, much improved. Would you like to kind of go over some of those bench pieces that we have so far off the top of your head, if you have any, or if you have them listed?
Yeah, well, I mean, getting Alex Bregman on the 3-year, $115 million, or sorry, 4-year, $150 million deal for the bench was a great move for the Cubs. No, but Justin Turner is going to play. I think there was a misconception because now he's 40. He only played 6 games last year at third.
Right.
He's not really going to be your backup third baseman, but he's going to be your lefty masher platoon guy for Michael Busch.
Right.
John Birdie, he could play backup third and maybe some second, and a pinch shortstop. And then you've got, actually
Canario, I think, too, right?
Canario will be your backup sort of center fielder and then left, and obviously Say will back up Tucker and right, and then Carson Kelly at catcher. And I didn't think about this, but if Turner starts the 2-game series, but it's only really 2 games. He starts on the 18th, 1 month from now, on the injured list. Then a guy like Gage Workman could make the bench, or Vidal Brujan, whichever of the two they want to keep. I actually think they're going to DFA Brujan here pretty quickly to get Turner on, and then they may keep Workman if Warner's not ready for opening day. Of course, there can only be 4 bench spots: 2 infield, 1 catcher, 1 outfield. So when you're fully healthy, Cubs will have Turner, Birdie, Kelly, and Canario, and thus a guy like Workman, and Brujan would both be kicked at some point, I'm guessing, unless there's just a litany of injuries, which would suck. So if Horner's not ready for opening day, like the domestic opening day, then you'll have a guy like Gage Workman, who's a Rule 5 pick, who must stay on the 26-man roster, so he may get returned to his former team.
Yeah, I mean, those are all good points. CHGO was mentioning, as a bat, if he's getting, if Justin Turner is, getting a ton of at bats, it's because something happened, right? Something bad happened.
Yeah,
which is a good point. I mean, I would be okay with maybe 200 plate appearances.
Yep, I literally drew up. I did the most economics, let's look at the full data and try. I was like, okay, how many lefty starting pitchers are there? It was like 25%. Okay, what's 25% of the full plate appearances? The first base spot, Bush's spot in the order would make about 600 something plate appearances. So you do the math, it's like 218 or something, and then you'd factor in. Say gets injured a lot, and he may not get injured as much as you're being DH, but he could fill in for Tucker and right, and then thus your DH is open for Turner.
Yeah.
Or if Say is hurt, either Say or Tucker, one of those guys needs a breather. So I think he might actually pump it up to 300. Plus,
okay,
he could also, pinch. Let's say you got a guy like I'm drawing a blank. Give me a lefty, Amir Garrett from 5 years ago, or
Oh,
Roldis Chapman. Give
yeah,
me a flamethrower lefty,
yeah.
and it's so let me paint the picture. Bases juiced or second and third one out. You need a guy to
Hater. You did.
Hater. There, I forgot about Josh Hader.
Yeah.
Thank you. So let's say you have Hader in the game and second and third one out. Can a guy hit a sac fly to tie the game? Is it going to be Michael Busch with that slider against him, or is it going to be Justin Turner who has a drum roll please? I'm waiting. No,
I can't. Yeah, like I can't do it.
15%. 15% career strikeout rate. That is not a typo. That is over like
Justin Turner.
15 seasons. Yeah.
Wow.
So, it's never been 20% in a season, and he's got a career 9% walk rate. So, I think as Locked On Cubs, possibly, I think it was them that said he's a right-handed talkman, and since that he's not going to strike out a lot and he can walk, his power has diminished a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he'll still give you a good plate appearance off the bench. So yeah, maybe 300 plate appearances. I think that's actually good. He's gonna spell guys, and he's not gonna mash, but he may mash a little bit. But he's gonna give you, high contact and really good at bats.
Yeah, I agree. There are stats out there that actually compare Bregman and Turner very similarly, which is odd. But average, if you look at I don't know who was, I don't know if it was, is it Wired Wrigley, or it's either that one or somebody, or maybe it was from CHGO or Locked On, but they were comparing Bregman's numbers like the last 2 years, and they're very, very similar. Obviously, the one thing that's sticking out is the slug. So Bregman's going to slug, I think. I don't even know. I'll see if I can find it. But it was, I think Bregman was slugging in the, mid 800s or low 800s?
Yeah, his OPS, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, his OPS was like mid, I think, or low 800s. And then.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just see if I can find the numbers on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bregman's a third baseman that is younger, can actually play defense. I mean, that dramatically changes your team versus Turner is just a bench bat.
Right.
And Bregman in the last few years has a larger or has a stronger OPS, stronger slug. Turner did have a good season in 2023. It looks like an 800 OPS, which is pretty solid. 23 homers, 96 RBIs. Really good season with the Red Sox. Didn't realize how recent that was. A very good season. And then of course the year before that, 13 homers, but then 80 RBI. So he's shown the ability with a large amount of plate appearances to drive in runs. I'm shocked he got 539 plate appearances last year. Like if we talked about,
it's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, for a 39-year-old, I mean, 300 is probably the number for him. But he actually fell off quite a bit last season, but still a 730 something OPS, and a lot of it came in the second half. And 200 something plate appearance had in the 800s OPS for several, the last second half of the year basically. So as long as he does something like that, like a 730 OPS, 10 homers, 50 RBIs, 300 plate appearances, same strikeout, same walk rate, that's its recipe for success. So we don't need him to be like what he was years ago with the Dodgers, right? That guy wouldn't have been available on the market. So
yeah, I agree. There was also a poll. I'm curious to know your thoughts on how you think the Cubs did in the offseason. Versus like A, B, C, D, or F, and I selected the main answer that the majority of people said. I said B.
Yeah. So how did the Cubs do in the offseason as a grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go B, but and it's hard to say what level of a B. Is it a B minus? I think it's more of a B minus for me because of the Turner thing happened early in the offseason. I'm talking like winter meetings type, or not Turner. We've been talking about Turner. Tucker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kyle Tucker. You had to have known I wasn't talking about Justin Turner happening during winter
I
meetings, right?
was going to correct you in about
Trey
5
Turner,
seconds. Yeah. Trey Turner. Yeah, I wish.
Kyle Tucker getting signed or
Yeah.
getting traded for, and then the Cubs not really making any splashes, not getting that big starting pitcher. The bullpen looks a lot better. I mean, if you look at it,
Yeah.
it looks like there's veterans, there's depth, there's strikeout stuff, there's guys who put up good numbers. Presley's good, Hodge is good. I mean, there's they could use another lefty. Little and Thielbar both healthy.
I agree.
Brendan Hughes is a sneaky good minor league signing.
Oh, sorry, Zach. Let me interrupt you real quick. Sorry. Alex Cohen, to be professional about this. Alex Cohen, who's going to be taking over for Boog, I think on Sunday nights, for the Cubs broadcasting booth. So this is 2023, right? Turner and Bregman, respectively. So 276 average, 262 on base, 345, 363. So a little bit better for Bregman. 455, 441, and then OPS was 800, and then 804. So comparable numbers. Or actually, he hit for a better average in 2023. Turner did. 2024, so last year, so average 259 to 260.
Okay.
Turner to Bregman. I believe the second number is on base, right?
Just give me OPS. I
Yeah,
don't care
okay.
about. I don't care about average.
OPS. You know what? He doesn't. He has OPS plus on here.
Okay. I mean,
so 114 for Turner, 118 for Bregman.
Yeah, I mean, again, the difference is speed and age and injury. Like, I won't say injury history, but the ability to get injured at age 40 versus age 31. Playing third base every single day, playing second base for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Not like he's not like a versatile infielder type role or super utility, but I see what you're saying, and that's why it's a good signing, right? We're on here because we're celebrating the signing. We're not.
No.
When Colin Ray signed, we did not jump on it. We missed several months of the Cubs offseason because it was actually bad, in my opinion. For Matthew Boyd would be a good, 1B or 2A, whatever, okay, number 2 signing. He was their 1A starting pitcher signing. They didn't trade for anybody. So when they signed Colin Ray, it was like, okay, $5 million. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not really what we wanted.
Right.
Kind of a waste of money. No offense to him, but Justin Turner is a good value for $6 million because he's as they've said, a professional hitter who can. He's a better hitter than John Birdie. I mean, John Birdie's fast.
Right.
He doesn't hit home runs. He doesn't really hit doubles. I mean, maybe some doubles, probably turning a single into a double, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's not going to hit the ball over the fence. He's not going to drive in 70 runs. I mean, if guys got hurt, I truly believe if guys got hurt or Seiya tears his oblique again, which is going to happen, it may not happen, but it just happens to happen 2 years in a row.
It'll happen in Japan.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I mean, yeah, if there is a DH spot and you just need him to be the everyday DH, he could hit 15 to 20 homers and 70 RBIs.
Yeah.
And that strikeout rate, again, leverage, like talking about clutch and leverage. You have a guy like Horner who can hit the ball in play, and then Turner, if you guys can put some of those guys together to keep a rally going. And depending on, I don't know how Tucker is in terms of strikeouts and things like that, but if you look at putting a lot of those guys together, the ability to slug, kind of have speed, and then not strike out, and again, depending on what Matt Shaw does too, there's a few guys in here that are kind of have high ceilings, but then also low-ish floors. I'm talking PCA has had a low floor of a 500 something OPS. He can also get up he could be a 5-6 player.
Yeah.
Matt Shaw could be like a 3 to 4 win player. Oh, he could it's also his first year. Didn't have that much time in AAA. Right. So there's a lot of variability with this team, but at least what you said earlier, Turner provides them a stable floor, which is what they desperately need.
Right.
aside from adding Tucker, who gives you obviously a great floor and a tremendous ceiling, Turner provides a veteran, and he can also help Matt Shaw out mentally with playing
Yeah,
third as a
absolutely.
guidance. He's a good third baseman defensively,
Mhm.
I believe. So this is good, and it's a very good use of the $6 million that they got for him.
Yeah, I 100% agree on all that. So now we have this conundrum. We have 2 Dodgers and 2 Astros on the roster.
I don't really care.
Yeah,
Well, and
no,
we don't
I
have we
just
didn't
I thought that was interesting. I know we're all well, some people are over the Astros
we
scandal, but
didn't sign the guy that cheated though. I mean, that maybe
no.
helps us morally.
Yeah, yeah.
So that guy went to the
I
Red Sox.
just I think that's, an interesting, you know, storyline there, but we'll see how it goes. I'm optimistic. I love the signing personally. I think, you hear Dansby, Hap, Horner talk about the leadership, you know,
Yeah,
veteran know-how, and he's won, what, 2 or 1 World Series? I think he only won 1.
2020. Yeah, it's
2020, yeah. So I
yeah.
mean, but still though, he's
It's a
been
few.
a great hitter for a long time.
There's a few World Series winners on this team now.
Yeah,
That's
Tucker,
that's good. That's good to
yeah,
have. Yeah, Tucker, Presley,
Presley, yeah,
Turner, and Swanson.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
it's really good. It's a lot of. I feel comfortable. I mean, I'm not confident, I guess, as far as how far this team can go yet. We'll see what if they make any moves, at the All-Star break, and if they feel like they need to make a move for a starter.
yeah,
People
they
are
have.
saying a lot of whatever you would call them, pundits think that the Cubs are done, which I agree.
Yeah,
I think if they were somehow able to swing a deal for a lefty reliever,
mhm.
probably not
I
going to
don't think
happen.
it's a. Yeah, I don't think that's a
I know
priority. I mean, I think if
you got
somehow,
Little, you got Thielbar, right? But
yeah,
what's beyond that? Like, what's in the
Brandon Hughes. Yeah, there's not
Brandon
a
Hughes?
lot.
Okay,
There's not really depth beyond that. They
right,
seem to just not care about um, lefty relieving that much. I
right.
mean, over the years, they've used guys. Uh, I'm trying to think who on the team right now, other than like Ben
S-
Heller throws a
s-
splitter, but
yeah,
there's not a lot of guys. Last year they had Litter. Jeez, I'm out of it. Was it ready?
leader.
No,
Yeah,
Lighter.
Yeah. I'm going with leader.
They had Lighter and Neris throw
Yeah,
splitters, and those guys can get lefties out. Now Neris did not do as well. Lighter did better.
yeah,
So they may look for a guy like that. Um,
yeah. They also had
could-
Smiley too. So if you look at the bullpen from last year, I think it was something like right now. I think there's 4 out of the 7 spots. I was just looking at Matt Cozy's like his projections for the roster, and I think it's like 4 out of the 7 are newbies, completely like new arms,
yeah,
which can be a good thing, So I mean, I feel comfortable with the bullpen. I think it's in a lot better spot,
yeah,
and you got guys that could possibly step in if there are injuries. Maybe not Palencia so much, but Merriweather is still an
yeah.
arm.
Well,
You know,
he is out of options, so he has to make the team out of camp. So he's kind of in a tough spot.
he is in a
But
tough spot. I
but
mean,
there's a lot of other guys that do have options, like Jack Neely, Daniel
yeah,
Palencia, like you said. I'm trying to think of a few others. Cody Petit is kind of like a starter. He's actually going to start the first spring game
yeah,
on
I saw that.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a handful of guys that have options. I know there's obviously more that I'm not thinking of right now. I mean, you could even throw Ben Brown and guys like Cade Horton in the mix there too that
yeah,
have options that are very, in my opinion, very good that have strikeout stuff. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and spring camp has been open for a few days, and the first game here is coming up in a couple days. So we're looking forward to that. Again, a reminder: Brotherly Cubs will be in Mesa at Sloan Park, and in Scottsdale for the Giants Park. Couple of spring games in Arizona. Looking forward to that.
yeah,
That is going to be a load of fun, and we'd love to meet people and hang out. If anyone is in Arizona,
yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
be selling our. No. We'll be we don't have merchandise to sell, but we'll be hanging out with people in, I think, right field, right? Or is it left field?
Left field, yeah.
Left field berm.
Yeah, I think the Giants game is third baseline.
Okay. So left field berm.
For Diamondbacks,
Yeah, Diamondbacks. That's right. That'll be great. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to hopefully seeing Justin Turner, Justin Kyle Turner Tucker.
Yeah, maybe he'll swing the bat one time or two. I don't know.
I think a couple. He might. I think Turner will get exactly 2 plate appearances and will be out of the game by the 5th inning. Look for the Jaguar.
Oh yeah, he's got massive power. Yeah.
Look for the paw. Look for Owen Casey. Look for throw Canary at first. Look at Johnny Long. Potentially Jefferson Rojas. I don't know if he's going to make. If he has an invite, I'm not sure how that works. I think he even played last year. You're going to see a lot of young, talented players. Moises Ballesteros as well. See if he can play some catcher. There's going to be a lot of young players after that 4th or 5th inning, and then a lot of randos, guys that we don't really know later in the game from the bullpen. So that will be interesting as well. We'll see who starts. We'll be updating our channel with more content when we arrive in Arizona. I'm sure we'll record a podcast or 2 while we're there, provide some updates on our social media, and it's going to be a great time. I sound like one of those roller coaster operators that has to hash out a script and is tired of talking. I don't have anything else. I'm pumped. Good signing. Spring's here. Let's get it. Let's get warm in Arizona.
Let's get it. Yeah.
Let's get it.
Let's get some wins.
Well, that is, hey, you know what? I think that is probably all the time we have for today or tonight at the time of recording. So I'll tell you what, that's all. Hit the subscribe button. I better load the script up. Turn on the notifications. I'm not used to this part.
I know, right?
Join the conversation with us on Twitter at Brother the Cubs. And we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for your I almost said viewing pleasure, for your listening pleasure. I am your little brother, Zach, and that is my big brother, John. And we will see you in about a week. Until next time, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you later.
Later's on the men, Jay.
Listen to this crowd.